Okay. Good day, everyone, from wherever you're connecting from this day. Maybe it's in the morning, in the afternoon, evening, or even midnight where you are currently. You are all welcome to this Health is Wealth conference organized by Carlos Development Foundation, aka Bank of Opportunities. For those who are joining us from different other platforms apart from this platform, some people are connected via YouTube and some other platforms. You're all welcome. And it's good to be here again after our conference break. So um, we in the month of June every year we have a conference break, which is like a mid of the year kind of review for us, where we sit back to reflect on the first quarter of the year and also to strategize for the next, I mean, the first half of the year, and then strategize for the next half of the year. Okay, so this will be the first conference we'll be having after the conference break from last month. And it's good to kick off again with something around health. Health is wealth. What you don't know is bigger than you. Absolutely. Once you know, you know. And also, once you don't know, you also don't know. You can't profit from ignorance. Once you're not aware of something, once you don't know something, there's no way it's going to be of profit to you. Okay? And that's why we so much value knowledge. And that's why we're also very much interested in impacting knowledge as much as possible, because we believe impacting knowledge is one of the ways in which you can impact the society. Okay? When you impact people with knowledge, you are weaponizing the individual, you are weaponizing the society by impacting knowledge. Knowledge is power. And in some cases, some people have the school of thought that knowledge itself is also life, which is correct. Okay. So once again, you're welcome. And for those joining us for the first time, or also for emphasis sake, this is Carlos Development Foundation. We are a community um, service-based organization, non-profits, an NGO. And basically what we do is to reach out to the society with different projects, ranging from personal development projects to community development projects to knowledge projects like this kind of conference. And we organize this kind of conference once in a month, where we bring in keynote speakers from different parts of the world to come speak on the platform, people with experience, proven track record of experience, to come share their stories of failure and success with the community so people can learn from their story. And it can also be a kind of conference that impacts knowledge in specific areas of life, like this Health is Wealth conference, to educate people on how to naturally and organically live healthy without having to break the bank. Okay? There are some misconceptions about living healthy that people still live with, even in this 21st century. Okay. Some people are of the opinion that it's really expensive to live healthy. Some people are of that school of thought. Yeah. And also some people are of the school of thought that it is not expensive to live healthy, but it is not easy to live healthy. Some people are of that school of thought. And also some people are of the school of thought that it is both expensive and not easy. Some are of that school of thought as well. And also some are of the school of thought that, look, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference. Let me live my life the way I want it. Some people are of that school of thought, the careless kind of people who are too careless and nonchalant with their health. Some people are of that school of thought. Yeah, some people are also of the school of thought that, look, health is wealth. I need to cater for what I eat, what I drink, what I do with my body, what I do not do with my body. It's quite important. Some people are of that school of thought. Yeah. So I have no idea which school of thought you belong this day, but everybody has convened here tonight to learn from the one who harmonizes all these schools of thoughts. Okay. So the coach we have here tonight harmonizes all these schools of thought. So it makes no difference the school of thought you belong. You are absolutely covered. Okay. So it doesn't matter whatever school you belong, you are absolutely covered. Yeah. So relax. All you need to do is to be very, very attentive and just follow through. And you might want to invite someone. You might want to remind someone to be part of this. And if you're on Zoom, if you're on YouTube or any other platform, you can as well do well to share this video, share this stream, share it now. Let other people also benefit from it. It's going to go a long way. So that's a brief introduction of the Bank of Opportunities. And apart from the knowledge-based monthly conference we organize, which is for free, we also have some community projects that we run to help the community. An instance of such projects is the LRF, the Landmark Rescue Fund, that we use to um, help individuals who are at specific crossroads in life and who need some sort of assistance to move beyond the specific phase where they are in life to the next stage in their lives or in their career, as the case may be. Okay. We also have some other projects like uh, the Business Empowerment Fund, where we also are very much interested in helping individuals with winning business concepts that are worth investing in, but these individuals don't have the resources to make that business idea come through. Okay, not existing businesses anyway. People who are interested in kicking off a business, who have a winning business concept, and they are interested in kicking off with that business concept. So we empower such people and help them get on their feet. So these are some of the projects we do as a kind of give back to the society, to the community. Okay. Something is actually cooking. I hope, we are very much hopeful that, it gets really fully done very soon. So we hope it gets really fully done very soon. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be massive for the community. Empowerment is important. If you empower an individual who is serious and who is focused, you have not just empowered that individual, but you have empowered a generation. Because Somebody who is serious and focused, who gets empowered, becomes an empowerment to another generation. Okay, that's why investors don't just invest in just anyone. Scholarship grantees don't just grant scholarships to just anyone, but people who are going to be of benefit, people who are worth investing in. Okay, so these are a couple of things we do in the community, among several other things. And basically, all these projects are at different stages of execution. We have the long-term, vision for the community. So we are at different stages of launching our goals, our visions, and our plans for the community. So just follow through. Time will tell. And of course, we're getting there. So without taking more time tonight, we're going to be welcoming um, our coach. We've had a first edition, the second edition has been held, and here we have the third edition, 3.0, Health is Wealth Conference. We've learned in the past, in the 2.0 version of this Health is Wealth Conference, how to look after your weight naturally, organically. You don't have to break the bank to look after your weight. Okay? You don't. And at the same time, you don't have to spend too much money to look smart. Just some basic tips from the best brains with proven track record. Not record on book, but record in people. Record in people, Someone can have record on book, like you're looking at it, oh, this award, this one, this one. People doctor awards. We're in a generation where you just have to be careful, People doctor awards these days. But we're talking of an individual who has this record in people already. In other words, all what he's going to be sharing with us are things that have been proven with results to show for it in people, and has been practicing over the years in this regard. And it does so passionately. So passionately. If you don't have passion to what you do, you really will not make much impact. Passion is important. Okay. So we are so grateful to have this amazing expert in our midst again tonight in this 3.0 version of the Health is Wealth Conference in the person of he's going to introduce himself. He has a couple of titles. Sometimes I wonder how these titles fit into one personality, and it becomes a bit tedious to introduce such individual. He's going to speak for himself. One after the other. I think it's important everybody knows what each of these areas of specialization, entails. So he's going to speak about, it will kick off from there. So it's a great pleasure tonight to welcome one of the best and anointed brains and hands in town, both locally and also globally. It's a global force, not just a Nigerian, but a global citizen with a global voice. And also, not just a global voice, but also a kingdom voice. So we're going to be welcoming this amazing personality in our midst tonight in the person of Mr. George Dosu. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. And I hope we are doing well. I believe that this is a great opportunity that we are meeting again.
Recording in progress.
This is a life-changing moment. Pardon me. Okay, so this is a life-changing moment for us. And oh, pardon me, I'm trying to. Okay. So without much ado, I want to appreciate my dear brother. He has been an encourager, and I see him as a global phenomenon, somebody that is selfless, and somebody that I'm emulating his faith. You know, I really appreciate my brother, Ruben Kola Kefilari. We have been on the journey for a long time. And I'm also a member of the BOO, so I'm benefiting from all the information and the life-changing projects and everything. And I believe that very soon Bank of Opportunity is going to become a global force as well, because we are building momentum, and the Bible says we should not despise the time of little beginning. And I want to say here that it's difficult to also, how could I say, define what I am or what I am becoming, because I am a multifaceted human being. Also, I'm somebody that believes, like our Father in the Lord, teaches us that we are unlimited. So I believe that we are yet to fully unfold what God has deposited in us for the nations. And it's authentic, it's real. It's real and it's authentic. And I have a lot of testimonies about it. So basically, first of all, I'm a child of God. That's the most important thing. I thank God for the salvation of my soul. The second thing about me is that I'm a medical laboratory scientist. One of the, currently now, I'm an assistant director of laboratory services with one of the most powerful hospitals, federal hospital in Nigeria. And I want you to know that when it comes to medical laboratory sciences, diagnostic medicine, I'm an assistant director, so I've been on the road. And then some time ago, I had a revelation of the Lord to go into the naturopathic world, and that's what I have been practicing. So I'm a hybrid of two conflicting planets or realms or spaces. Number one, the medical world don't so much believe in the natural or the organics. They just believe we treat the disease and we do whatever. So I operate and traffic in that realm. And as well, I traffic in the naturopathic world where we believe that there is no incurable disease. As I am talking to you, I can share at least 2 living testimonies of cancers that have been cured. 2 living people living without cancer who once were diagnosed and were placed on death row. But they have been able to live because they believed in the divine power of God to heal them. And they believed in the possibility that there could be something in the natural organic world, and they explored it. And to the glory of God, they are alive to tell the testimonies. So I'm telling you, in the medical world, we say this is not curable, but no, I don't believe that. I'm saying it with confidence in God that there is no incurable disease. Whatever anybody is dealing with, you have not learned the secret. Like my brother said shortly, knowledge is wealth. Knowledge is asset. Knowledge is investment. Whatever you don't know is bigger than you. I have had cases where doctors have given up on people and they said it's not possible, and they are alive today to the glory of God. So I can tell you that there is something about naturopathy. There's something in nature that God has put there. It's God that created the leaves and the plants, not any scientists. We are only discovering, we are making hybrids, and doing a lot of modifications, but God owns the seeds. Our Father owns this. He made the garden and he said, let the fruit be for the healing of the nations. So I'm here to blow your mind in that regard. To the glory of God, I have other businesses. I'm a multicolored person. I have a clothing outfit. We have an online store where we do naturopathy as well. We do gym equipment. We have gym instructors. Everything about us is about health and wealth. All right. So without much ado, permit me to share the screen, and I want us to go straight into what we're talking about. Today I will not take time on certain basic or the essentials because we have treated them in the previous lectures, and you can always request for the copies so that you can follow through. But I will only summarize some of the things and then we build further on it, because today I want to give you some secrets that will change your life. All right. So permit me to share my screen. Okay. So first, before I go into my slides, I will be emphasizing on micronutrients. What are micronutrients? These are essential nutrients. Let me also say this before we move further. When you are eating and you think of carbohydrate, you think of protein, you think of fats, you think of cholesterol, that is not really the food we are looking for. The food you are looking for is the breakdown product of those foods. That is why in our previous lectures, we talked about the foodless foods. We spoke about foods that don't have food nutrients in them. So let me link it up with this. Foods that do not have micronutrients. So when you are taking, let me use the word shawarma. We are taking sugar, white sugar. You're taking maybe, let me say, vegetable oil. The essential life-dependent medicinal content of those required from those food are not there actually. So your stomach is filled, but your cells are malnourished. In the previous lectures, we spoke about the origin of disease. And the origin of disease is basically, number one, deficiency. There is no disease until there is a deficiency. Something is lacking. And I am here to shock you. Whatever people are treating, whatever people are dealing with in this world, if you can find the deficient nutrient and you can put it back, I'm telling you, the body will be restored. And I'm going to show you that today. Because by the time we finish this lecture, the aim, the essence is for you to change your diet, change your lifestyle, and begin to, with knowledge, with understanding, pick what you are going to select wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are in the world, you are going to be selecting whatever you need to eat. And then if you can't find it, I'm giving you the most essential, that wherever you are in the world, if you can get a hold of either the original fruit I will be mentioning or the supplement version of this nutrients, this micronutrients, you will transform your health. And whatever you are dealing with, you will have a testimony. Because the world has been conned and brainwashed into depending on drugs. But drugs is actually what is called sickness management, not health management. You want health management, go on 70% vegetables. then you are dealing with health management. Health management is about maintaining your health and keeping diseases away and prolonging your life, which is different from treating headache, treating arthritis, treating bone pain, treating obesity, treating cough, treating infection, treating viruses. No, I'm saying when you put these things I'm about to mention into priority, you will not remember any symptom. Arthritis will vanish, hypertension will vanish, diabetes will vanish. Because all these things that we call incurable in the medical world, they are actually reversible with lifestyle adjustment and with the right nutrient supply. I'm going to be mentioning some nutrients I've never heard of. But if you can find them wherever you are and you add them to your diet and you eliminate the wrong things, we'll be all live to share the testimony. On this Bank of Opportunity platform, we give you quality, valuable, life-changing information that, like I said before in the previous lectures, you will have to pay for them because they are secrets that are sought after. Many medical doctors don't know what I'm about to share. I can say that because everyone has spent their years delving into their own area of expertise. And some of us have divested into some other areas that are not so popular, but they are powerful. All right. So I'm a doctor of complementary alternative medicine. What it means is that I am certified to help you without condemning your drugs, but I can assist you to help you to reverse diseases with or without chemical medications. That's what God has helped me to do, to be trained for and to do for the past 9 years. For my medical laboratory knowledge, I've been practicing for about 19 years. All right, I hope I can move on now. So essential micronutrients are the most needed nutrients that the body depends on to stay alive, for our metabolic processes, for our physiologic processes, for our mental health, and for our immunity and longevity. So why do we need supplements? In other words, you cannot depend only on your foods. Wherever you are in the world, there will always be a nutrient that you are missing in your area. Maybe you're in Germany, you're in South Africa, you're in Canada, you're in Turkey, you are in Africa, you're in Nigeria, or anywhere you are. I'm telling you, you need supplements. Okay, so I want to know if my screen is visible. Admin, is my screen visible? I hope everyone has a pen and a paper somewhere to. Is my screen visible, sir?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me go to share screen. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm sure it's visible now.
Yes, it is now.
Okay.
So you might want to put it in the full screen mode.
Oh yeah. Okay. Pardon me. Yes. looking for the full screen course. I hope
the first step, you might want to close the widget. You might want to close it, then click on File to the extreme left.
Okay.
And I think you should be able to navigate that.
Pardon me. Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it's okay now. So
Okay.
maybe if you
You
check
can
out,
just,
maybe
yeah.
if you check the layout of something.
Okay. All right. I think we can go on now. Is it better?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
So
make it.
let me, because of our time, valuable, life-changing micronutrients. First of all, I want us to talk about the food supplements. We call them food supplements because they are needed like food. They are the things we need from the food we are taking. So if we don't have those knowledge or we don't read labels, most of us don't read labels, so it affects. But first, I will talk about why do you need a supplement. You should not just depend on your foods alone, because number one, supplements fill nutritional gaps. So they ensure that there's adequate intake of essential vitamins and minerals, which we're about to talk about. So supplements boost energy level, they support energy production and they reduce fatigue. Okay, so you need to know those supplements that do all this. We are going there soon because this particular lecture and then this session is about the essential life dependent nutrients. So what do? They support your immune function. If you build enough immunity, you will not be coming down with sicknesses all the time, which is what we are actually trying to achieve. You should not be coming down with flu, even in the flu season. You don't have to come down with flu or take flu shots. You can take your shots through your supplements. Once they are in the system, flu will not happen. Malaria will not happen. Hypertension will not happen. And if they have been happening, they will be reversed. And I have testimonies concerning that. Okay, so supplements promote healthy aging. I'm going to talk about some supplements that will reverse age and makes your age your age unpredictable. Yeah, unpredictable. You can actually reverse your age. People have achieved that. Okay, and you can achieve that too. All right, so we have nutrients in the form of antioxidants. They destroy free radicals in the body because it is the free radicals that kill human beings. It's not the virus, it's not the COVID that kills people. It is the deposits, the waste product of bacterial action or cellular damage. The waste product are called free radicals. Radicals, they are free poisons. They poison the human cell and they create what is called cellular damage. And we call it secret death. My DO used to call it hidden death. When there are a lot of hidden deaths going on in the cellular realm, and then it expands into the entire tissue death, which people know as human death. So let me give you a secret here today. If you can take a lot of antioxidants into your system, your body manufactures some natural antioxidants, but if you hate the body's antioxidant producing mechanism, your DNA will remain intact. And if your DNA remains intact, you will not die. Can I say that again? Okay, the reason why people die is because their DNA their telomere. There is a part of the human code, the DNA. Once that DNA is destroyed, the human cell will die. You know, there will be apoptosis, there will be lysis, there will be hemolysis, there will be cytolysis. Okay, but people call it death. So why you see people living up to 100, 110, 120, 200 years, why? It's because they take antioxidants a lot. If they take a lot of whether consciously or unconsciously, their DNA will not deteriorate and they will be living long without, consciously or unconsciously. But I want you to be a conscious learner, conscious eater from today. We're going to talk about those secrets. Let's move on. Improving mental clarity and focus. Do you know that your food, your nutrients, your supplements affect your focus? Some people can't focus. They just find they are just distracted. They can't focus on a plan. They can't do something for long. They can't think clear thoughts. They can't have a strategic thinking pattern and concept of operation, which in the military was called the standard operating procedure. You should have that for things you want to do. Okay, I'm going to study this so that I can become this, then I do this. I'm going to invest in this and use the proceed to do this. Some people can't just have that mental acuity or capacity to focus. And can you believe it? It is not the economic situation of the world. It is the deficiency. Some minerals are missing. Do you know if you introduce omega-3, all this omega-3, like avocado, that fish oil, this cod liver oil, and then you introduce it with vitamin B, you will be surprised. Suddenly, it's as if you will have this kind of confidence. You will start wondering where it's coming from. No, you have focus. You are sure of your decisions. You have clarity. You think thoughts through. You don't know, sometimes you don't know that those things have codes in the human mind. So our nutrients actually affect our mood. Our food affects our mood and our brain health. Some people forget things a lot. Do you know if your brain is lacking in zinc, selenium, vitamin B, you can forget things. Like that cell that traps information becomes weak. So you can actually wake up those cells back. That's why we can have adults, elderly men, 70, 80, remembering everything that they should remember if they do omega-3 and vitamin B well. I hope we are beginning to get something there. If you have children that are not focusing, if you have adults that keep forgetting things, or maybe people are about to go into Alzheimer, Parkinson's, memory loss, amnesia, all those mental brain issues that affect elderly people in terms of cognitive capacity or intelligence. Please, even for children too, give them this omega-3, give them vitamin B, give them nutrients, food that are rich in selenium and zinc. And if you can't find the food, then get the supplements to use. All right, so I'm beginning to go into the core now. So heart health. Do you know there is a research that says if you can maintain your heart, you will live for over 100 years. What does that mean? 70% of elderly people die of heart-related issues. Cardiovascular disorder, enlarged heart, tachycardia, bradycardia, wrong heartbeat, and a lot of things. Do you know that without heart surgery, without a need for heart surgery, if people that are above 40, going to 45, 50, they begin to take supplements like omega-3, CoQ10. CoQ10 means coenzyme Q10. I'm going to talk about it sometime very soon. Fiber, okay? Foods that have high fiber, not food that have been defibered, all right? If they can maintain their cholesterol and their blood pressure, they can live for long. Should I say that again? You know, some things we say, don't miss those words. I know it's being recorded, so I'm saying it again. I say it because there is emphasis, because the whole world is like in a zombie journey and they're not paying attention to these things. I repeat, if you can maintain your blood cholesterol and your blood pressure, that means your fat, your blood fat, in terms of high cholesterol, high density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, total cholesterol, and triglyceride. If you can take care of the quantity of oil you take, and you are able to maintain you take the right salt, which is the sea salt, to maintain your blood pressure, and do certain things to maintain your blood pressure in terms of diet, you will live long, because 70% of elderly people above 70, die of heart-related issues. So if you maintain your heart, if you can deliberately maintain your heart, I can tell you, you will live long. Except there is another matter. Except there is another matter. Okay? All right. So, number 7, aiding in weight management. The same thing I said, the same code I used for heart health. If you can maintain your weight by taking certain supplements that are inside conjugated linoleic acid, green tea. When I'm saying tea, I'm not talking about, I don't want to mention the name of any company, but you know what I mean. All those beverages, those are not teas, okay? Those are beverages. When we're talking about teas, we are talking about green tea. We are talking about black tea. We are talking about yellow tea, okay? We have black tea, we have green tea, we have yellow tea. These are leaves of certain tea plants, organic plants, that if you soak them in water, they release their chlorophyll and antioxidants. And if you do that, I can guarantee you will control your weight, and then you can live long. Somebody asked, they said, have you ever seen an 80-year-old or 90-year-old obese person before? Try and think. If there are very few. It's difficult to find a fat, overweight 80-year-old, because their heart won't carry them, their legs won't carry them, their body won't carry them. So they will give way as their age progresses, because we have the tendency of accumulating fats as we age. So you don't want to accumulate fat in your stomach, in your hips, or your chest area. Okay, let me also digress into what is called the visceral fat. Visceral fat are fats around your organs. Some people can be slim on the external, but internally they are fat. Their heart is covered with a layer of yellow, thick fats. Okay? And then their liver, they are dealing with what is called the fatty liver disease. And then in their gut, their stomach area, they have what is called the leaky gut syndrome. These are different names of saying your organs are overweight and they are choked, suffocated internally by excess cholesterol. And you don't want that. So exercise, supplementing, and I'm going to go into some supplements that will do a lot. If you can take note of these supplements I will mention today, and you look for them, and you add them to your food, whether you eat them in food or you look for the actual supplement in the supplement form and you add it to your food, you would not take drugs again. I can guarantee you that by God's grace. All right, so what are other benefits of taking supplements? Improve skin, hair, or nail health. Okay, there are vitamins and minerals like biotin, like vitamin E, omega-3. They promote healthy skin, long hair, healthy hair, and healthy nails. Some people see their nails growing in an abnormal manner. It's lack of certain vitamins and certain micronutrients. It's not that you are not eating. You are eating your rice, your beans, your yam, your meat, or whatever, but your cells are missing essential micronutrients that are life dependent. What are other benefits of taking your supplement? Support bone health. You can reverse bone issues. You can rebuild new tissue, new bone tissues. Do you know that? I'll go into that. What we do is what is called the collagen diet. You buy bone, grass-fed cows or sheep that are fed on grass, not hormone, not chemical, grass-fed cows. If you boil their bone marrow, their bone, you take their bone and you burn it, you boil it for 1 to 2 hours, it will release what is called collagen. It looks like a nylon. It comes out from the bone marrow like a thick layer of nylon. It looks actually like a nylon. It is glassy. A glassy thin substance comes out from there. That is collagen. You take a lot of that. Oh my God. You will restore your bone health and bone density to avoid all the old age bone issues that are like osteosarcoma, and all those osteo matters. Okay, osteoarthritis and different. I have seen a patient that had what is called pathologic fracture. Do you know what that means? Their bones break on their own without anybody cracking the bone. Their bones just break in their body because they've lost a lot of vitamin D and calcium. Or they take soft drinks or alcohol that removes calcium from the bone. It leads to degenerative calcium disorders. All right. So these are, see, the essence of supplements are endless. Okay. What are the other things? When you take supplements, you are reducing inflammation. Inflammation is the first stage for any disease, for cancer, for hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, or what we call the non-communicable diseases. Inflammation is the first stage. How can you prevent? Some of you, I don't know if you've experienced it before. Is there anybody that has experienced it before? Maybe I should see your hand. You just find your whole body paining you. You just feel like somebody used a stick to hit your entire body. They touch your chest, they touch any part of your body, you just feel this pain. It's called inflammation. And what causes it? Artificial foods, all those shawarma, all those burgers, all those hamburgers, and all those unhealthy energy drinks, soft drinks, white sugar, artificial processed, over processed foods. They are pro-inflammatory. All right. What are the other essence of supplement? Why you must begin from now? That's the essence, to have supplements added to your diet. You improve your digestion with probiotics, fiber supplements. They support your gut health, your eye health as well. You don't need to use glasses. You can get rid of it. Do you know in carrots we have all these nutrients? So what are you looking for? What you're looking for is lutein. That's what you're looking for in food. When you eat egg, when you eat carrot, you're looking for lutein. You're looking for zeaxanthin. That's what you're looking for. So if you don't find carrot in wherever you are, you can find lutein supplements. And I'm telling you, it helps you to reduce age-related macular degeneration. In other words, you don't really have eye problem. You only have age issues, right? Why don't you just drink carrot a lot to restore with this lutein and zeaxanthin? Those are supplements. Those are life-changing eye supplements. If you use it a lot, if you take lutein a lot, you will discard your glasses. All right. Athletic performance. You want to be ready. You want to be strong. You want to be agile. You want to be strong. What do you need? Supplements like protein powder. They contain amino acids. You know our DNA is actually made of protein. If you break the human being into the tiny pieces, when you break down the human being, we come back to DNA. You were first a DNA. And what is a DNA made of? Fat, protein, and glucosaccharide, which is sugar. Can you believe that? The human being comes from just a tiny thread of fat, lipoprotein, of DNA, amino acids, protein, and then sugar. Not the white sugar, but the what we call the natural polysaccharides or disaccharides, all right? So what am I trying to say? If you can focus on essential protein, essential polysaccharides, sugar, not white sugar, essential, and then essential fat, I'm going to mention them, you will live long. So what are these supplements that we need for enhanced athletic? It's not for, I'm not talking about athletic people now, but for you to remain agile, acute, young, energetic, vibrant, with vigor at old age, like Moses. The Bible says his strength was not abated, neither did his eye go dim. What do you need? To climb step in a jiffy, bend down and stand up in a jiffy. What do you need? You need to get protein powder, creatine. Protein powders contain creatine, actually, amino acids, which support muscle growth and recovery. All right. I spoke about mood and cognitive function, omega-3, vitamin D, vitamin B, and what is called ginkgo biloba is a plant that has the effect on human mind. You know, instead of taking alcoholic things or memory enhanced, just take elderly people from 50 years, 60 years, you have ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is Jinko Biloba. All right. So now, let me talk about this uncelebrated, life-dependent nutrients. Okay. One of them is called the NMN. Can I shock anyone this evening that NMN is the nicotinamide mononucleotide? A bottle of nicotinamide mononucleotide costs about 1 million, about $1,000 over that. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? With NMN, if you can afford it, you can physically, visibly reverse 20 to 30 years from your age. In other words, when I say so, let me explain. If you take NMN in the right quantity and proportion, your cells will reverse. It has been achieved in mouse, and it is beginning to be achieved in human being. But they are looking at the cost effectiveness, but we're not dealing with cost here, we're dealing with fact. I want you to know that the cells will reverse. They did it with a mouse, and they found out that the mouse, the years, when you do the genetic mapping of the age, the years were reversed. And there are people that have taken this supplement. It's a very powerful supplement, very powerful. Nicotinamide mononucleotide. More research is being done on it, but I'm telling you, if you can afford it, or you want to give your elderly people, they will start doing things that youths do. Yes, that's what you are in for today. It's one of the most powerful. You know why? In the metabolic aging, when the body goes through physiological process, when the body goes through its metabolism, and you introduce this nicotinamide mononucleotide, it supplies every needed nutrient in the basic micronutrients in every stage of the metabolism. So the body goes back to youthfulness. In fact, it is very high in youth and children, in teenagers, in youths. And then when it begins to get to 35 to 40, 45, it begins to diminish. But if you begin to get it back into your diet as a supplement or from food, oh my God, you will not recognize yourself again. I'm telling you that. So nicotinamide mononucleotide is not very known, but that's why we are here on courtesy of Bank of Opportunity. You hear secrets from here. All right. So it boosts energy metabolism and reduces fatigue. I've mentioned it. The person will be, if it is cancer, the person will get up and start moving around. That's what will happen. The person will not be weak. Whatever is the condition, that if it is bone issues, if it is arthritis, and the person is on NMN, the person will get up. It improves insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism, which means that with NMN, diabetes will not exist, because diabetes is actually caused by insulin resistance and poor glucose metabolism. Can you see that? Then cellular repair and regeneration. I mentioned that. NMN can repair cells. Like you took out a bad engine from a car, a bad engine, and you put in a new engine. That car will do exactly, regardless of the age of that car will do exactly what a new car will do. Isn't it? That's what NMN will do. All right. So it also supports healthy aging and longevity. I explained that. And it improves cognitive function and memory. You see, people forget things. Introduce them to NMN and watch how they will remember things. All right. So what are the food sources? I am saying this again. I cannot emphasize it enough. Please look at this food I'm bringing on this screen. Should I say this? Am I permitted to say it? Your life depends on these foods. If you have not been eating any of this food, write it down today and begin from tonight. Any one of these food must be in your diet every single day if you are planning to live long. I'm sharing secrets. Some of them God gives me from dream. Some of them I study through research. You can go and research what I'm saying. If you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foods in your life every day, we will live to share the testimony. Number one is, I still gave a lecture some 2 weeks ago, and I was mentioning this, and I'm about to tell you this. Please, anybody here that doesn't like avocado, please, I will not, maybe we will have another edition of our Health Talk on Bank of Opportunity. We will speak only on avocado. I'm telling you, I don't know the words to use now. The only thing that will compare with avocado, I will mention 3 other fruits, vegetables. Number 1 is parsley, and the second one is broccoli, or maybe it's berries, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, cranberry. You see, avocado is a mystery. It can reverse hypertension, it can balance hormones, it can help fertility, it can help for in dealing with what is called menopausal syndrome. It can help with memory. The texture of avocado is like the texture of the human brain. Avocado helps to balance hormones, which is one of the most difficult things for medical people to do. Avocado is medicine, natural drugs, to say the least. Broccoli, I just mentioned broccoli. Broccoli is a plant that was created. It was created, okay, with a combination of some vegetables, but it's a life-changing. It's anti-cancer, anti-aging. You just boil it a little. If you can blend it, yeah, it's available all over the world. I don't know, maybe in the desert, but you can always get it. Broccoli, avocado, cabbage, mushrooms that are what we call the edible mushrooms. Mushroom can replace your meat. You boil your mushrooms and you bake them, and they come out. You spice them with your spices, your clove, your cinnamon. They come out as like meat, like your protein. Mushrooms are antiviral and they are life-changing. Green tea, I spoke a little about green tea. Tomatoes, anti-prostate, can reverse prostate issues, can help shrink prostate in adults, prevent prostate cancer, prevent what is called the benign prostate hypertrophy. What makes men that are going elderly to find it difficult to pass the urine? When their prostate get enlarged, it begins to block the urethra. Okay, all right. So if I didn't say anything today and you didn't hear anything today, please, for emphasis sake, wherever you are hearing me from in the world, this is a life-changing secret. Get avocado into your food daily. Any of this food, either together or one of them or two of them or three of them, as much as you can get them every single day. And your body will, and you give God the glory for it. The second micronutrient that is life-changing that you must eat, you must find, is coenzyme Q10. Don't forget, we have them in foods and we have them in supplement forms. So you can relate to that. Coenzyme Q10. I also recommend this for a lot of people with heart issues, diabetes and arthritis. Benefits is an antioxidant. You know, it protects against cellular damage. I've explained cellular damage to you. If you can maintain your cells, you will live long, because it is cellular damage that we actually call death. Okay, oxidative stress. You know, oxidative stress is the same as free radical deposit in cells, which leads to cell death. So why people age, why people grow old, they wrinkle, is just because of oxidative stress. So if you can introduce back what the body is lacking, the cells will reverse. The cells will be rejuvenated, reborn, as it were. You know, when we talk about the longevity code, let me share a secret with you. Shark can never have cancer. So we have some supplements that is made from shark cartilage. Okay, sharks hardly fall sick. There are diseases that sharks don't have. So what do sharks have that makes them immune to diseases that other fishes have? Those are the secrets we're sharing with you. Second thing about oxidative damage or longevity is that if you can protect your cells against cellular damage, you will live long. I can't say that enough. Coenzyme Q10 supports energy production and reduces fatigue. You see, they are similar. They do it from different angles, different metabolic entrances and doorways to help the heart, to reduce risk of heart disease. Anybody with heart problem that you know, let them get coenzyme Q10 and add it to whatever they are using. And then you thank God for it. They have a way of balancing the arrhythmia, the heartbeat that is not balancing, and a lot of heart muscle disorders. Coenzyme Q10 is a life-changing nutrient, micronutrient. So your food must contain that. And we are going there shortly. And it helps to balance blood pressure as well, improve blood lipid profile, just like avocado does. All right, so let's go into their sources. It helps for skin too, healthy skin. A lot of these things are related. I don't want to overflog. Food sources, meat. Anytime I mention meat in my class, anytime you hear me talking, I mention meat. First, rule out meat. Eat fish all your life. You can eat different kinds of fish. The worst kind of fish or the most fatty fish is better than the leanest meat. Those of you that like steak, you just put beef, raw beef on the oven or your grilling machine and you grill it and you add your spices. Oh, it's interesting, but please, I do not encourage that. The only thing I can encourage, if you take meat, let it be very, sparsely. You should eat meat once or twice in a month as you age. But if you're going to take meat, make sure it is organ meat like liver or kidney or grass-fed beef, all right? Grass-fed cows or sheep, all right? I need to move. Fish, fatty fish. When we say fatty fish, salmon, sardines, all the Titus and the rest, they are okay. The healthiest fishes in the world are fishes that have scales on them. So they are protected against what is called the metals, heavy metals in the waters. We have heavy, so it doesn't stay on their skin. You can, by the time you are descaling them, you are having your pure, clean fish. But when you have fishes that have no scale, so you need to be careful with their skin. All right? That's a very important point. And then nuts and seeds. Let me say this. Nuts and seeds are life-changing. Nuts as in walnut, almond nut, hazelnut, then seeds, peanut, then seeds, you have chia seeds, sesame seed, flax seed, chia seed, fenugreek seed. We have other seeds like that. But please, you should sprinkle seeds into your food. Okay, you should choose seeds, turn seeds to your snacks. Whole grain, when we say whole grain, we are talking about brown rice, quinoa, not white rice, please. White rice is over-processed, artificial, all right? Okay, so we're going to vegetables, spinach, bell pepper. Bell pepper is one of the foods that contain the highest vitamin C, bell peppers. We have the yellow bell pepper, we have the red bell pepper, and you have the green bell pepper. Please, you should have bell pepper in almost all your foods. When you're making your salad, when you're making your stew, when you're making your coleslaw, when you're making your stir fry, you should have your, no salad is complete without your bell pepper. Please take note of that. Essential, chromium. People do not know this. There is a research that says they took the blood samples of a lot of diabetic patients and they checked them for the body chromium level, the concentration of chromium in their blood. And they found out that they were very low in chromium. So can you get the correlation there? Low chromium equal to what? Diabetes, insulin resistance, and then poor glucose metabolism. So let me shock you today. Anybody dealing with diabetes that you know, get them on chromium. Let their chromium level come back up and you'll be shocked at what you will find. The diabetes will begin to respond, even to drugs, or they won't need any drugs anymore. So chromium is essential for carbohydrate and fat metabolism. You want to slim down? Take this secret. Get the person on green tea, chromium, and apple cider. You know, we spoke about slimming down in our last, please get the previous lecture. I don't want to talk about that. But chromium will help you to regain your, maintain your weight, your body weight, So we do that a lot. We help people do that. So chromium also helps to support healthy blood sugar levels and insulin function. I spoke about that. It improves weight loss. See, if your insulin functions well and glucose is taken out of the blood vessel, deposited into the cells, it will not become fat. So you will not become fat. All right. So it enhances athletic performance and endurance. You want to persevere. You want to be resilient in sport, in life. You want to work instead of taking all these energy drinks. Do chromium supplements. What are the food? It supports healthy skin and the hair. What are the food sources of chromium again? Foods that are very rich in chromium. Whole grain, I'm mentioning them again. Please, any food I mentioned today, make sure that they are in your major diet, 70% of your diet every single day. If you do that, you will be surprised. Whole grain means grains that are brown or dark in color. Your wheat, your rice, brown rice. In Nigeria, we have what is called the ofada rice. We have what is called the brown rice. In different parts of the world, they have what is called the black rice. Rice that is actually black. Okay, let me shock you. The darker the color of your rice, from brown to dark brown to chocolate to black, the healthier it is. Then the whitish or the whiter your rice is, then the more unhealthy it is, right? So I mentioned broccoli again. Can somebody begin to see a correlation? Can somebody plot a graph here? Chromium, broccoli and whole grain contains NMN, contains chromium, contains coenzyme Q10. Can you imagine? So I'm giving you secrets. I hope you can see the correlation. Okay. Some foods are actually superfoods. Superfoods. They are medicine disguised as vegetables. Any condition anybody is facing, let them have broccoli. Boil it for them, whether to drink the water or blend it as a smoothie or boil it for them to add to their rice or to whatever they're eating, to their beans, and what happens to that individual. Anything can happen. When I say anything, I mean it. Memories can be restored, cancer can vanish, diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, and a lot of other conditions. Apples are rich in chromium. Bananas are rich in chromium. Brown rice, whole wheat, green beans. We know green beans. We should do green beans. Grass-fed beef. All right. This is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the body. I have recommended this for people. This has gotten people out of stroke. Can you believe it? Glutathione. We have them in our store. Glutathione, if you Google it, it is like the #1 antioxidant in the body. It helps people to live long. The body can produce it by itself, but as we age, as people age and they don't eat the right food, they now begin to eat what is called a mono diet. They just oscillate between 3 or 4 food. I know there are people who are on this platform who are like that. You oscillate within only like 5 ranges of food: rice, beans, yam, egg, and what have you. Then you go back, rice, beans, yam, egg, and you do that for years. That is unhealthy. You should eat the rainbow. Eat food outside your normal environment, so as to take in the rare nutrients and supplements, critical nutrients that are contained in those rare foods. So explore new foods. Don't be dogmatic. Don't be narrow-minded. Don't be restrictive. Don't limit yourself, because your body might begin to show the signs of the deficiency of certain nutrients that you have ignored as a result of eating only limited number of foods. God made everything. God is a God of varieties. All right. So what is the work of our glutathione? Powerful antioxidant properties against cellular damage. Women, take note of all these things I'm mentioning. You that you are conscious of your skin, your true color, you're in the cosmetic, or what do I call it now? Maybe the fashion world, or you are just conscious of your skin color and your skin texture and things like that. Don't play with all the things I'm mentioning. All right, so it's a powerful antioxidant property. It has antioxidant property to protect against cellular damage and oxidative stress. I've mentioned that before. Supports immune function, reduces inflammation. There are glutathione supplements. It improves skin health and reduces signs of aging. I mentioned that. Many diseases that people are calling old age disease, they're just lack of supplements. Introduce the supplements back into the body, and hopefully the body will recover. People begin to see well, they throw away their glasses, or their glasses become more healthier, not thicker. People have a tendency of going for higher, and then as they age, their glass becomes so thick, where we call it the Coke bottle glasses. No, it begins to become so thin that very soon you can read without any spectacular aid. All right. It improves skin health and reduces signs of aging, supports eye health, reduces risk of age-related macular degeneration. Glutathione improves cognitive function and memory. Can you see that? So when people have memory issues, they should introduce these things to them. All right, what are the sources of glutathione? Garlic, onions, shallots, fresh fruits, citrus fruit like oranges, grapefruit. Grapefruit is one of the most powerful fruits in the world. Grapefruit, the big, sour, or bitter orange, that big one that sometimes is red inside. Please, I want to implore everyone listening to me, you should juice that. I still took it like some few days ago. You should juice it. Juice your grapefruit. It can help blood pressure. It can help a lot of things. It's a power. In fact, it's been said that you should never use grapefruit along with any antihypertensive drug because it's going to help it to crash the BP. So you don't want that. It's either you use it or you use the trunks. All right. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, cabbage. What do you have? What other? Parsley, green leafy vegetables. They are very high in glutathione. All right. Cruciferous vegetables, especially broccoli and cauliflower. Can you see broccoli again? Cauliflower is like the white version of broccoli, dense growing plants like that, and then it's whitish in color. But you boil it and you add some sauce and spices to it, and then it's good to go. Not as seed. I cannot emphasize it. Please, if you're on this platform, one of the benefits we want to achieve is for you to live long. Please, seeds should be returned back to your diet. Seeds. Most people all over the world don't know these secrets. Seeds contain every nutrient that a tree has. The benefit you get from plant roots, they are in the seeds. The benefit you get from the leaves of plants, they are in the seeds. Everything. The seed is a genetic code, like a microchip, a natural microchip God sent to us from heaven. It's like eating egg. You're eating the old chicken. The bones of the eggs are there, the gizzard is there, the chicken laps and everything is inside the egg. All right. So it's the same with seed. Please, for fertility, for longevity, for memory, for immunity, chia seeds, flax seed, FLAX seed, fenugreek seed, sesame seed, lots of it. Please sprinkle them into wherever you're eating, and you will not regret what you're doing. All right. So there are other nutrients that I want to mention generally, which we should have in our foods. I want to talk about magnesium. Magnesium is anti-BP. Okay. Magnesium and potassium. Anybody dealing with hypertension should go for magnesium and potassium. Magnesium and potassium are supplements or foods that are rich in magnesium and potassium. And guess what? Broccoli passes again. Nuts and seeds will pass for that as well. Okay. Another micronutrient I want to round up with is vitamin C. We have vitamin C, we have vitamin D. Those two nutrients, all the multivitamins, which we all know. Please, let's add them back to our diet. And I'm telling you this, whatever anybody is facing, if they can get all or some of the supplements I mentioned today, you will be shocked at what you will have. But we will all give glory to God because these are the essential, life-changing micronutrients. Thank you very much. I think I'll bring it to a close. Can we have our question time? Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, it was pretty much like we're just getting started. It's really quite amazing and revealing, quite informative, educative, and at the same time revealing. Thank you very much for sharing that much with us today, sir. Thank you very much for that. We'll be taking questions, so I can see one hand up already. I also have my questions, definitely. So I will ask my own questions also, but let's kick off with individuals who have questions here. Okay, so Abiodun is saying thank you to coach. So yeah, can we say thank you to our coach tonight? Yeah. Can we say thank you to our coach tonight? If you can unmute, you can unmute. If you can't, you can type it in the chat box. You can signify with your hand. Let's just quickly appreciate our coach tonight. Thank you for sharing that much with us. Quite informative, quite educative, quite revealing, and really quite revealing. Thank you very much, dear coach.
Thank
you very much. So, yeah, so we'll be taking questions now. And of course, the first person would be Fumi Madet. I hope I'm right with that name. The second person would be Hannah. So if you still have questions, please do well to raise your hand, apart from these two individuals. So let's hear from Fumi now. So Fumi, over to you. You can ask your question.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, sirs. Thank you so much for the beautiful discussion about micronutrients. There's something I want to find out. As much as some of these micronutrients are good for the body, I'll take one example, green teas. Sometimes I'm no more an hypertensive patient because it's under control now. But when you talk about green tea, it has caffeine, and minus the fact that I'm menopausal, I'm postmenopausal now. I'm sure Dr. Dosu will understand what I'm talking about. There are some things that as a menopausal women we shouldn't take, and caffeine is part of it. But most of the teas, they do have caffeine, like the green tea. So that's one that I want to ask a question about. The second one, you've answered the question. When you were talking about grapefruit, I know that when you're on hypertensive medications, you can't take grapefruits. But you've told me the reason why. So thank you so much for that. So it's about the teas I'm worried about.
Okay. All right. All right. So can I go ahead?
Yes, please. Yes, please. You can go ahead, coach.
So God is awesome. Our Father is omniscient, and He made everything with varieties.
Sorry, coach, before you proceed, maybe you can stop sharing your screen now so you can
Okay.
so we can see you
All right.
better. We can have a better view of you. Yeah.
All right, sir. Let me do that. Thank you, sir. Okay. Are we good now?
Yes, good now. We're good.
Okay. So what I'm saying is God is awesome, He's omniscient, He knows everything, the end from the beginning from the end. He gives us alternatives. Yes, there are peculiarities to everything. Let me tell you that. There are peculiarities. Our metabolisms, in fact, in the modern medicine now, we are going to what is called a personalized medicine. What it means is that somebody else, they are studying what is called the genome. They are studying our genetic makeup now to match it with food and longevity. In fact, there is what is called the telomere test now. I mentioned it in the previous sessions. They can predict if the person does not have a gunshot, no accident, the death the death date of individuals can be predicted now. I mentioned it in the previous lecture that what determines our longevity is telomere. The end part of our DNA has this protein. If that protein is intact, the person will live long. And there are diets and lifestyle that can destroy that protein. And there are diets and lifestyle that can protect that protein. I only digress there to help you to give you a larger picture of what we are dealing with. See, we are going beyond just taking drugs. We're going to what is called customized diet and customized medicine. And that goes into your answer to the answer. Some people should not take caffeine because of the way their body metabolizes it. Okay, so you will go for what is inside the green teas. We have antioxidants there. We have chlorophyll there. We have vitamins there. You can get all those in other foods that don't have caffeine if you can't take caffeine. So why you don't have you should not be restricted to any food. Okay, if you can't get it in carrot, you can get it from grapefruit. If you can't get it in grapefruit, you can get it in lemon. Okay, the vitamin C level in lemon and green, red, and yellow pepper is almost the same. Can you imagine that? So if you are not taking lemon, I'm not talking lime now. Lemon, you know, the beautiful, nice, small orange, that lemon. It's almost the same content with bell pepper. So if somebody else is reacting to lemon and saying lemon, then go for green pepper and get your vitamin C. If you're always having cough and catarrh and your immune system is always coming down, you're always having malaria, then you should be juicing your green pepper or put it as a salad, or you do your lemonade, squeeze lemon into water, add honey and drink. Can you see that? Alternatives abound, substitutes abound in nature. So if you responded to caffeine, you don't have to take green tea. Just go for the other alternatives, healthier alternatives. And then people are decaffeinating things now. So there are decaffeinated teas that they have treated it to a certain extent. Although by the time you are decaffeinating, you are losing the nutrient as well. That's why you have decaffeinated coffee and things like that. Okay. So, but if you can't take caffeine, please, because a little caffeine is good for the body, right? A little, but caffeine can become addictive. So we should, reduce it or avoid it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, coach. Thank you very much. I also want to believe She's really quite satisfied with that response because I saw a message already. Thank you very much, Ma, for also asking that question. We generally obviously learned from that question too. Okay, so we'll be moving to the next question now from Abiodun. I don't know if he or she still has a question to ask. Apparently your hand is lowered already, but okay, you've asked your question in the chat, but okay, I'll just go ahead to read the question. So please, what are the examples of scaly fishes that can easily be gotten in in Nigeria, sir? Scaly fishes, example of scaly fishes that are easily accessible in the Nigerian markets. That's the question, sir.
Okay. Most fishes that have this bone, lot of bones can do. But personally, I don't know the names of fishes, maybe mackerel and all those. Then the Yoruba people have their own name, agbodo. They have different names, but at least I know that there are fishes that you descale them. They have lots. They are the healthiest fishes actually. They are better than the Tituses and the those ones that have this snake-like smooth body like catfish. Okay, no. So fishes that when you buy them, you need to descale them. They have these scales all over. They are the healthiest because that scale protects them from penetrative poisons that are in contaminated waters. All right. So please, in the market, once you see them, you will see scaly fishes that they have to descale them before they cut them, before they give you. Go for those fishes. And most times they are the fishes that have lots of bones in there. All right. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor. I hope that helps. Okay. Anyone else with any question? Does anyone else have any question? So if you have any question, please do well to raise your hand or you drop it in the chat box. So while waiting for that, I will also quickly pick it up from here. I have a couple of questions to ask. I'm always curious about stuff like this also because yeah, I also want to be sure. So let me just start from where you stopped before this last question. You talked about caffeine, taking coffee and all that. So it's been a commonplace abroad where in some parts of the Western world, it's part of their culture. Let me put it that way. Their social cultural life. It's become a lifestyle that people take coffee like water. Okay, pretty much like it's become integrated into their system, into their culture, into the society. It's a norm. In fact, people go for coffee break. It is official. While you're working, take coffee break, 5-10 minutes. Everybody comes back to work and all that. So it is just normal. Almost in every major settings, you see coffee machines. People can easily take coffee here and there. So my question is, because people take these things every single day, and I can say in excess, because in a day, some persons take coffee 3, 4, 5 times in a day, and they take it every single day. So my question is, do we consider such individuals as really prone to some conditions that may arise from the excessive intake of caffeine from coffee? Or what exactly can you say about that? What's your expert advice in that regard? Knowing fully well that this has become a culture here. Okay.
Okay, since we are dealing with global audience, all right, I will have to say this. There are some controversial, do I say, I think I use the word controversial, organic products that have a lot of issues, whether for or against. One of them is coffee, is number one in the world. Coffee is an international export product. Coffee is very healthy. Coffee helps the brain it helps the brain to stay alert, for you to be able to, it gives you that longevity that we spoke about, that strength to withstand stress. All right. Coffee is like natural adrenaline. So we have coffee plantations spread across the South America and even all over America. So coffee is not bad, but exactly what I said before, we are going back there. Some people can't work well. Coffee is addictive. Let me use that word. Coffee works in the brain like cocaine does. Okay. And some of these soft drinks that we drink also does that thing too. And sugar does that too. They work in the part of the brain where the brain becomes dependent on it and the body begins to become dependent. So coffee is controversial. Coffee is healthy. So I will tell you that anything that's good, let me give you another one. Let me just help. This is a class, so I help you. Soya products. Soya is another controversial product in the world. Soya, I can tell you that. Soya milk, soya whatever. Soya is because there are research that have been done against it and for it. The same with coffee. Okay, so the third one is oil, palm oil and coconut oil. They are also controversial in terms of, do they lead to fats? Do they cause hypercholesterolemia? Do they lead to heart issues? Do they make us, do they affect our cholesterol? So they have for or against. So different school of thought, and but it will continue because of our personalized metabolic physiologic peculiarities. So our bodies metabolize coffee differently. Okay, but let's avoid, like Bible said, all things are lawful, but not all things are beneficial to me. So let's apply that scripture when you are taking meat, when you are taking sugar, when you are taking coffee. Please do not become overly dependent on coffee. Why don't you become dependent on water? Take water. Take fruits, what we call the fruity water or lemonized water, or just dye some fruit and put them in a bottle water and then drink. Just sweeten your water with natural sweet fruits, or take your smoothie or your alternatives. Doesn't have to be. And then another way you can do it is to weaken the caffeine power by coating it with calcium. And what is calcium? Milk. And when I talk about milk, I'm talking about LD milk. I'm not talking of the cow milk. I'm talking about tiger nut milk, coconut milk, rice milk. What other milk do we have? Natural.
Goat milk.
Goat milk, yeah. Goat milk is good as well. So this milk, milk is basically calcium and protein. They will coat the caffeine, and so they won't do what they should do in the brain. So if you are going to take coffee, let me encourage you, look for the milks. I will not want to encourage cow milk because I spoke about that the other time, except you're sure it's a grass-fed cow milk, which you can't guarantee. But if you can guarantee that, then you go for the cow milk. If you go for the other milk, they contain a lot of hormones and a lot of additives and preservatives that are not healthy for the human body. All right, so that weakens the power of the caffeine. But if you are just a moderate drinker, I don't think there will be any harm. But once things begin to go into the excessive, the body begins to deal with the liver. The liver is the auditor of the body, begins to accumulate the waste product from the leftover of the digested coffee, and that can become a toxic product for the body. So please, moderation is key when you're taking coffee, and understand your personal biochemistry and physiology. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Coach. Thank you very much. So before I continue with my own questions, let me read a further follow-up question from Abiodun in the chat board. Okay, so he said, but it has to be said that eating live fishes is healthier than imported fishes. So what can you say about that, sir?
Okay, we are still going back. I am a coach. I'm a certified organic practitioner.
And
So
also, sorry,
yes,
sorry, sir. And also, just to also have this, I think they are also together. So, Mrs. Fumi is also asking which fish is better? Is tilapia fish good or is catfish good? Since we're talking about fishes that have scales are better, so is catfish a good option? So that's the second question. So you can maybe take the two together.
the first one is about, please remind me again. I focused on the second question. Your first question is what, sir? The first
So
question.
the first question is, which one is better, live fish or dead
Okay.
fish?
Like I said, organic deal with life. So living foods, we talk about living foods. So please, live fish, live anything is always better. Your vegetables, try and eat them as fresh as possible. That's when the enzymes, the living product, the medicine that God put there, that's when it will work. But when they begin to boil them, you boil them, then you lose their nutrients. All right. So live fishes are better. You know, you at the point and kill. Let me use that word. You point and you kill. It's better. Then dead things are frozen for a long time, and sometimes they add a lot of embalming chemicals. They embalm them like they embalm human beings. They embalm them with formalin, some alcohol, some oils. Okay, for example, all these canned fishes. I don't want to mention names. You know them. The canned fishes that are imported in cans. You notice there is this oil in there, oil or a sauce. You are supposed to pour that thing away. It's not for entertainment. It's not for enjoyment. People use it for bread, and enjoyment because they've added some salt and flavors to it. No, those things are preservatives. They are preservatives actually. So they are to keep those, proteins are highly degradable. They degrade so fast. The rate at which protein degrades so fast. Meat, fish, they can degrade and start smelling so fast. In 24 hours, they are gone because bacteria love them. Fruits don't degrade that way. So it's the same thing. You want to keep anything. So some of them are even degrading as they are frozen. And guess what? Some of these frozen fishes were not frozen when they brought them to Nigeria or when they shipped them. It's when they bring them into cold rooms here that they now begin to freeze them. And they go through a lot of harsh conditions on the sea and during flight that they are contaminated. But because you buy them frozen does not mean they arrived frozen. These are last stage end user manipulations and gimmicks. Okay, so it's better to actually do things live chicken, live. We saw a lot of videos online. Some of them are fake, some of them are real, and some are yet undiscovered. What people do to preserve meat or fish or exportable products in order to keep them. Some of them wax them. They wax them, and people eat wax because they don't know that those things have been waxed. And some other dangerous things, very dangerous. I mean, poisonous, liver destroying, brain destroying, but because they are in minor content, people do not know on time. So it's better to just go for live fishes, you know. And then my second question is between tilapia and catfish. Any fish without scale should be avoided. But if you don't have any choice, like I said, the worst fish is better than the best meat. And nobody will say because you didn't eat meat now, you will have any disease. You don't have to eat meat for life. But if you have to eat it, please do it in moderation. But let it be more of fish. But between fishes, go for the scaly fishes. If you can't find go for the catfish, go for the Titus, go for the, other fishes. So there are always priorities. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Coach. Then also, this is from Habiodun. So, what are the unhealthy preservatives or materials to look out for in drinks and foods to avoid? The
Okay.
unhealthy preservatives to look
All
out
right.
for.
I know where you are going. I'm not going to mention any drink, but let me give you clues. Okay. Anytime you find corn syrup, you see, you should be reading labels. You should read labels. Write down these things. Once you find them behind any product, then stay clear of them. Number one, corn syrup. Okay. Anytime you see anything they write syrup, it's something that is not so good. You will find them. Then you see they write E440, E404. As I'm saying it now, Google it. Some of those those embedding enzymes, those preservatives, and those artificial, powerful chemicals. Once you see E440, E470, some of them contains chemicals that they use to make bomb, grenades. They are extremely, I don't know the word to use now. Do I say chemical weapons or biological weapons now? They are very unhealthy for the liver. I told you the liver is the unforgiving auditor. It will screen everything, take in the poison and try to eliminate it. And if it can't eliminate it, it won't allow it to go into the blood. So what happens? It keeps it in the liver and it destroys the liver. So there are a lot of artificial, when you see artificial flavor, you will see avocado flavor, coconut flavor, banana flavor, orange flavor. You will see, they will write it there boldly. When you see added sugar written there, you see energy. Instead of them to write sugar now, they will not write sugar again because you will run away. People are becoming aware. They will just write energy, 40 kilojoules. That's sugar. That's sugar. You can multiply, do the math. How many cubes of sugar will give me 40 kilojoules of energy? Then you find out it is 14 cubes of sugar. Then they add phosphorus to it. You know why they add phosphorus to that drink? Excess sugar will make you vomit naturally, but they use phosphorus to kill that ability in you, so you can withstand crazy amount of sugar and your body goes crazy. So you see, there are evil geniuses behind making artificial drinks. They know the positive, they know the negative, and they know how to manipulate the human system to be able to withstand it, and then to become addicted to it. And it comes under the guise of commercial product and approved. So you are the doctor of your life. You are your own coach. Check the labels. Go for organic things as much as possible. To tend towards organic. If you can achieve it wherever you are in the world, especially in the Western world. Africa, because of costs, people are, but abroad, you can afford any drink. Why don't you just go for the organic? But Africa, there are no labels on foods. There are GMO fruits in the market. There are unhealthy fruits that are laden with pesticides, planted with pesticide in their DNA, genetically, modified to favor productivity, but dangerous for the human health. We don't have all those sanctioning systems and monitoring mechanisms here in Africa. But if you are anywhere in the world, you should go for organic fruits, organic apples, organic things. Tend towards the natural, then you are tending towards longevity and health. Because once we want to reverse people's disease, when people come to us to deal with their health challenges, the first thing we want to do, we get them on all artificial flavors, artificial drinks, artificial foods, processed foods, refined sugar, refined salt, refined rice, refined things, refined wheat. We get them off. Once we do that, they begin to heal naturally. So we want to go for avoid. They are written there at the back of when you see all those things that you don't understand. Sometimes they mention the name hydrofluoro something when the name is long like that. It's one terrible thing. They use it to do chemicals for gum, for paint. They use it for different, but they put a little quantity in human food. They say that quantity is not, how do they say it? It's not a leather dose. It's not concentrated enough to cause death, but it will cause cellular death, which is what we are dealing with. Micro death, and the person is dying small, and then fully dies at 45 or fully dies at 60. No, you avoid those things, you keep on living. Like the Chinese, like the people in different part of the world that do these teas, they live on tea, Mediterranean diet, and Asians, Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. I think the question and answer session is even as much as impactful on it. So I mean, it's really getting interesting. Now that reminds me, I really feel really I'm really impressed to ask this question. There was a time recently I came across an article, and it's common in Europe generally, in the European agricultural space, so to speak, that farmers produce let me say, immature agricultural products now for the purpose of for commercial reasons. Now what I mean is this. For instance, if an agricultural product is to take like let's say 2 months to mature before it gets to the market for public consumption, they speed up the maturation process to get it to the market on time and sell for money. So they do that for fishes, they do that for vegetables, they do that for different kind of things, and they quickly produce so they can have it sold in the market and make quick money, go back to reproduce. So they shorten the process of the natural, the natural time it should have taken. I mean, it should have taken to mature before. I mean, after planting, you rear it, you give some time, the normal maturation process. So they cut it short, they cut corners to quickly produce and take it to the market. So I was reading that article, and then people were talking about the major danger involved in that. So people consuming those kind of products. Now, we definitely we have no idea. How do we even know those products? That's even the first thing. Now, so let's assume we even take these products, and I think it's also generally, it's not even in Europe, it's not in Europe alone. I mean, I read an article also that GMO products are already in Nigeria. People should be aware and all of that. Bill Gates sponsoring and all kind of things like that. So I read all those articles and all that. So let's assume this is a global phenomenon right now. So let's now assume we don't even know how to differentiate between these products. The organic products and the GMO products. So let's assume we don't know the difference. Now, how can we naturally beat the effects of these things on our own?
Okay. I love at least I can see that you are very, very, you are abreast with current trends. Globally now, there is something going on, which is the agricultural colonization. There are few people in the world that want to colonize the agricultural economy of the world, just like they colonize other aspects. Maybe the oil, they become the world power when it comes to oil. Now, so people are colonizing the agricultural world and determining seeds, productivity, duration, and then they are beginning to customize seeds and dominate that market and determine how it goes. So you have spoken a lot about that. Now, what do we do? Number one, in some part of the world, they label things. They will tell you will see the store, they will tell you these are, for example, Whole Foods. This global company called Whole Foods, I study them a lot. They have a lot of outlets in the US. I don't know if they are going into Europe. They have their organic store and then the GMO. You choose whatever. There are labels on different counters and sections of the supermarket where you can determine, oh, I want organic. The organics are actually more expensive. Sometimes they are smaller. People like the seedless orange. They like the orange that looks like apple, the apple that looks like a mango, the mango that looks like watermelon. People just, some of these things are innovations. They are not for health. They are for breakthroughs, for your name to be in Guinness Book of Record that you did. People celebrate creativity. They don't celebrate life-saving discoveries. It doesn't follow. The world, if you jump from 10-story building and you land with your leg and your leg break and you survive, they will give you an award for that. But that is a stupid thing. You understand? So what I mean by that is that a lot of genetic modifications are going on to mix seed and to alter seeds and destroy the productivity power and regenerative powers of seeds. So some people are beginning to do that. They want to determine human population and human existence with seeds. You have to queue. Countries have to queue at their doorstep to collect seeds for the next season of their life. Can you imagine? So there's a global war, food war going on where people want to control seeds. Because if they control food, they will control the economy. It's another backdoor into the global domination agenda, sinister move of certain people. But let me say this. Number one, get information on companies that Monsanto, I can say it here, Monsanto, Monsanto, is one of the GMO companies in the world that they have chased them out of different countries because of their GMO prowess, their GMO ingenuity. They are creatively, do I use wicked or evil or sinister in their endeavor? They celebrate productivity more than longevity. Can you see that? The world is becoming a very dangerous place. You made this seed will produce faster. Instead of 6 months gestation, it will produce in 3 months. And it will produce excess fruits in 3 months. But that seed will never reproduce. And that seed contains, the byproduct of that seed is toxic to the human body. So people are celebrating productivity, whereas the health of human beings are degenerating. You see the danger? But the world is celebrating it because economic value is there, commercial value, global market value is there. So the second way to break through, there are, at least for now, maybe I don't know what will happen in the future, but still till now, we still have organic seeds. I have seen people that turned to farmers to escape this craze and this crazy agenda. Some people use organic seed for their families. I've seen such as well, but they use commercial seeds for business purposes and commercial purposes. But they themselves, they don't use CMO from GMO seeds. So they look for the market where they sell organic seeds. So that's the way we can have organic communities, we can have collaborative efforts, we have to be deliberate about it and create a revolutionary approach anywhere we are to have organic seeds and preserve those seeds. That's the way to do it. If not, these things are spreading. Although I learned that about maybe 15 to 20 countries have banned Monsanto from entering their country. But Nigeria has approved Monsanto after it has been banned from many countries. And now they are spreading this seed all over the country and trying to propound different, don't look at that, look at the product. Nigeria needs food faster to avoid drought, to avoid food longer, but that's not the underneath sinister move is global food domination. All right, so we have to plant our seeds, find information and do things ourselves because we cannot trust government. Government wants to survive. Any country that gives them the money and supports their agenda, they will go for the country, for that offer to survive. They don't care what will happen to the people. So you are your own doctor, you are your own health coach. That's the essence of this, our training. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's take some of the questions on the screen. Cough syrups are prescribed in hospitals. Please, what are the healthy alternatives? Healthy
Okay.
alternatives to cough syrups.
All right. Black seed oil with honey.
Okay.
Natural.
Oil with honey.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can do lemon with honey. Honey itself is anti-cough syrup itself alone. If it's the original, you could do gargle with apple cider vinegar. You can drink it, you can gargle with it. Ginger, turmeric, garlic blend. Ginger, turmeric, black pepper, garlic, blend it together, make it into a paste. Add honey to that mix and drink.
Okay. Does it mean apple vinegar works for cough?
It does as well.
Oh.
It does. Because cough don't like that pH. That what we call the acetic acid pH. So it kills the bacteria. It's an antibacterial. So garlic, ginger, turmeric, black pepper into a paste and add honey to it, original honey. That's another one. 1 spoon, 3 to 4 times every day. If it is black seed oil, 3 times a day, 1 adult spoon. Black seed oil with a tinge of honey. And say bye-bye to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for that, sir. Okay. So Abiodun is saying are red apples better than green apples? So what's your take on that, sir? Red or green?
They are relatively different, just a little bit, but they contain basically like 98% identical. So, so the color is just like saying green pepper, red bell pepper, green red pepper, and the yellow bell pepper. Which one is better? Basically, they are about the same. There's really no, red fruits have resveratrol. They have other nutrients that green fruits don't have. Green fruits have chlorophyll and some other things. So they are unique and they have their own advantage. But basically, they contain almost similar constituents. So take both. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Coach. So I have this for myself. So what I personally have an idea. I know, I mean, years ago, I've always been aware of the importance of omega-3. The days of cod liver oil.
Yes.
And all of that. Yeah. So, but my own personal concern and challenge is the fact that I've seen a lot of omega-3 products, too many of them that I just stopped. For a long while, I've not taken omega-3 because I have no idea which one to buy because there are just too many of them. So when you mentioned it again today, I said, hey, I think it's important I just bring it up now. So is there specific ones you would recommend or just any omega-3 is fine?
No, let's do any company, organic company or supplement companies that have a stake. Their names are known and they have good standard operating procedure. I think like Naturefield, like Mason. I think they are good. Naturefield, Mason products. But basically, I think if you do a lot of seeds, chia seed, flax seed, fenugreek seed, and avocado, you would have gotten all the things you need from cod liver oils. Okay, so coconut oil, palm oil, black seed oil, you could get what you need from there. But if you still insist, then those, at least basically those two, there are other companies, but you make sure that these are companies that are listed. These are companies that have a stake, they have organic products, and they are credible companies that have been here for a while. They are robust. They have a name to protect. You go for their cod liver oil, you'll be safe. But there are a lot of other fake things out there, lot of it, coming from Asia and different parts of the world, especially Asia. They are not healthy. They just look like the original. There's nothing cod liver in them. So it's better to deal with companies that have a stake in the global space.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I think there are some other questions on the.
Yes. So someone is asking, is there a solution for arthritis?
Yeah, there are solutions to arthritis. I can't share everything here, but I think I mentioned some of those things. The supplements we mentioned today, most of them will work for arthritis, but we have some extra as well. We have what is called the glucosamine and chondroitin supplement, coupled with methyl sulfur. So glucosamine and chondroitin, you can write it down. If you're in Nigeria, we can get it for you. If you're not in Nigeria, then look for it online on Amazon, on some reliable international stores. You'll find the glucosamine and chondroitin. Glucosamine, they work on the bones and they help arthritis. Turmeric with black pepper works on arthritis, on the inflammatory arthritis. And then we change the diet as well. We have what is called the customized diet. We can change your diet for you to become anti-arthritis diet. We can do that for you. All right. So we develop diet to tackle or target different diseases or to maintain health. So sometimes there are different kinds of arthritis. There's gout. There's just general arthritis. There are different types. So you have to also diagnose as well before we know how to move forward. But basically, chondroitin and glucosamine with sulfur, we do something. We assist to a certain extent.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And someone is saying, is groundnut oil, which one is healthier, groundnut oil or coconut oil? And also, how do we detect plastic rice in the market? I think I'm hearing this plastic rice for the first time. I have no idea what it is. So those two questions, maybe you can take them.
Plastic rice in the market, it is in the cooking and in the tasting, but in the eyes, you can't know. You can't know them. They are molded together when you cook them, and they call them plastic because they are over processed, and then they become gluten. They are more of gluten. Other healthier rice and natural rice are very low in gluten. Gluten is like the plastic in the rice, the natural plastic in foods. Okay, so know the source of your product. Find out the source from reliable source. Investigate. Don't just buy things because they are cheap. Because they are there in the market. You have to certify your source. We are getting there. You have to know the source of your things. Then the other thing is what was the other question? Groundnut oil. Okay, The best oil in the world is olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is the LDL. I mentioned it in our previous class when we're talking about healthy food and alternatives. The healthiest oil in the world is olive oil, followed by almond oil, followed by palm oil, followed by coconut oil. And then what other oil? Avocado oil is good as well. Sunflower seed oil is good. I'm giving you the rate at which they are okay now in that order. Peanuts, which is groundnut oil, falls after coconut oil. Coconut oil is healthier than groundnut oil. But groundnut oil is good. Coconut oil is good. It's better. What other oil? Vegetable oils are fake. All of them. Whatever you call vegetable oils are all chemicals and then all improperly processed or over-processed oils without origin. without a good origin. So they call them vegetable oils, but you should stay clear of them. They are very high in cholesterol. They cannot withstand heat, and they become saturated at room temperature. These are factors that makes oil very healthy. But the healthiest oil, but with low cooking, it doesn't like heat, is olive oil. Everybody should be taking a spoon of olive oil to live long. It can mop up extra fat from the blood and put the good fat in the body, which prevents high blood pressure, diabetes, heart issues, and brain issues. So olive oil is the best. Olive oil, number 2, almond oil, number 3, avocado oil, number 4, coconut oil, number 5, groundnut oil, number 4, palm oil, then coconut oil, then groundnut oil, then you have all the other oils, the vegetable oil, the list of the list of the list. So please go for coconut oil more, groundnut oil more, almond oil more, avocado oil more, palm oil. Any other oil I didn't mention, avoid it. Olive oil, I won't encourage it more because it's extremely expensive and it cannot withstand heat. But you can use that salad dressing. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. It's been an amazing time together tonight. Before we round off, I was just thinking about this for the next Health is Wealth conference. So I would, on behalf of the community, would want to request that you help us prepare some questions. Let's have some quiz in the next conference.
Oh, yeah, now I understand.
Yes, so based on all the versions of the conference we've been having from 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0, so we have something like a quiz, like a poll in the next edition of the conference. And who knows, most likely there might be a prize attached to who does better or something. So I just thought about that while you were taking this session. So let's have that, sir. So let's have a quiz from the first to the second, then to this particular edition. And then the next 3 also, we have another pool like that. So every 3 versions we have quiz that covers the whole thing. So, and this will also be like an announcement to prepare everyone. So you might want to visit our YouTube channel, rewatch the past editions of the Health is Wealth conference, prepare yourself well enough. Who knows? If you do well in that quiz, in that pool, you definitely might win yourself a prize. Okay. So, thank you very much. Someone was asking, is it good to exercise daily? I mean, I think it's just very obvious. Exercise is good. It's very important to do that every single day. So maybe Coach will want to say one sentence about that also.
Yeah, daily exercise is good. If you can't do daily, then do 30 minutes every other day. It will be good. 30 minutes every other day. In fact, just let me give you a secret. Stretch your body and you will stretch your life. So just do your exercise by stretching. Stretch. Touch your toes with the tip of your fingers and let your head touch your knees, whether you are sitting down or standing up. Just stretch your legs, stretch your hand, stretch it to an angle that you would normally not stretch it to. That activates certain things in the brain and brings blood flow to different places, activates your metabolism, and it will stretch your life. So if you don't want to jog everywhere, you don't have to. The best exercise is not jogging. It is brisk walking, walking very fast as you can without running, brisk walking. And if you don't want to do that, just stretch. Take your staircase up, down, 30 minutes, go up, go down. You are good. All right. By stretching every part of your body or swimming or any other, you don't need any elaborate to keep fit, except you want to become an athlete or a gym freak, or still good though. So just stretch your body every day.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking about it now. Maybe you can help us add like a session about exercise, the advantage and the need to exercise every time, and the kind of exercises we can take, the benefits and all that to the next edition of the conference. I think that will also. So basically, we are here to learn and to learn body management, how to manage our body, how to manage our health in different forms and shapes and manner. So yeah, so I think this would be a personal question, but more or less I'll still read it. So I think it would be a direct answer to the person. So it said, do you have a track record on the treatment of tinnitus? Is it does she mean tetanus or what? I can't say tinnitus. So he said if she went online and all that, can she refer a patient?
Tinnitus is a condition.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, I'll tell the person that you should just go with black seed oil.
Okay.
Black seed oil, and then you do the fruits I mentioned: the broccoli, parsley, avocado, carrots. Just blend it and take every morning for the next 2 months, and watch if you still have that. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, sir. And I think that helps and that answers the final question for tonight. Though I still have one more question, but I can wait. I'll skip it till the next session. It's going to take some time, but I will keep it till the next session. We really want to appreciate you for today. I mean, personally, I've been really quite imparted. I've learned a lot. I've relent. It's quite important when you come to conferences like this, you learn and relearn. So I've learned and I've relent. And on behalf of the community also, I also speak in that same voice that we have learned and relent a number of things. So thank you very much, Coach. This is coming from us, from the management of the community. We say thank you very much for your time, for the experience, the knowledge, the expertise you've shared with us free of charge. Thank you very much. We are so grateful. Thank you, sir.
Everyone. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so we move to the next session now. Let's welcome Mr. Oluwasegun Awodele. So you're welcome, Mr. Segun.
Thank you very much, sir. This session is what is next, and I want to really appreciate Coach Lucy for tonight's session. It's incredibly enlightening, and I'm glad to be part of it. So, without taking much of our time, this is Kalos Development Foundation, aka Bank of Opportunities, where we share the different opportunities ranging from conferences like this. We share opportunities about